Hey everybody, it's Tony George. Thursday update, DocSports.com. Free Major League Baseball pick coming your way here. Kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly today on a very unique update on a very unique situation in a very topsy-turvy world. But kind of like Ed Harris said in Apollo 13 movie, tell me what on this spaceship is good. You know, when it blew up, Tom Hanks at the wheel. Well, let's talk about what we can control today. And what we can control is a PGA. And we have an 8-unit pick, which is very rare. This is a pick of the season, game of the year, whatever you want to call it. I don't throw these around lightly. I rarely have them. Haven't had one in the NBA in 2 years. We have an 8-unit pick on a doubleheader card to PGA Tour. You can click the link in the description below. You can get it for free. We give you a free $60. You've never been a member. Daily cards are $30. It's a doubleheader. It's worth the price of admission. We're off a 7-1-1 week last week in the tournament at the Northern Trust. This week, this one here, big tournament. FedEx Cup playoffs, big boys are there. Cream rises to the top. The A-plus players will beat the A-minus players today in head-to-heads, and we've got the best one we've seen in a while. Good matchup. Come on over to Docs and get it. Also today, we have an NHL play. We won yesterday. No, we lost yesterday. We won 2 out of our last 3. No, we won yesterday. Matter of fact, boy, a lot of stuff going on in my head. But nonetheless, we have an NHL play today. Let's go for back-to-backs. Let's get a winner tonight. Okay? Going to be in the Islanders and Flyers game. Won the first one around. Let's go ahead and address the 8,000-pound elephant in the room, and that is the NBA and the WNBA, which canceled their sports yesterday. You know, we're living in a extremely volatile world right now. 2020 is a scenario, the year 2020, that if you'd have told me this a year ago, I told you you're crazy of all the things that are going on. You know, we've all been battling this COVID, frustrated, and freedoms have been limited, you know, restrictions placed upon people they don't like. You know, you can't walk into a bar, order wings, and light up a smoke, you know, because they're closed. At least here they are, and most places they are. I mean, we're just, our freedoms have been limited because of this pandemic that we've been involved in, and we also have a huge political divide in this country, and we have somewhat of a racial divide, some social injustice going on. And the NBA and WNBA players have decided to make a stand and stand up and protest and bring light to a situation that happened up in Wisconsin, and there's been other situations. We have an entire cemetery called Arlington National Cemetery that's full of headstones of true American heroes that placed their lives on the altar of freedom and sacrificed those lives so you and I can have these choices. And one of those big choices is freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and these players are exercising that. Whether you agree with it or not, whether you like it or not, they have that right. And, you know, you usually get sports is kind of like going to the movies for a lot of people. You know, all these problems of the world, you want to escape for a couple hours and go to a movie theater and just be taken away and be in a fantasy world and, you know, not worry about the day-to-day realities of your own life and just kind of take you away from all that. Sports is like that for a lot of people. But the current racial, political, all the climate is kind of trickled down into sports, and players have a platform to make a stand, and they're making a stand. That being said, I have a job to do. Sports is my livelihood. I don't use sports to escape reality. Sports is reality to me. So what do? Business as usual. There's games on the rotation board today in the NBA and WNBA, and I have handicapped them and I have posted them up for sale. Whether they're going to be played today or not, or canceled again, I have no idea. What the end game here is of the NBA players and the Players Association and the owners and how this is going to play out, I have no idea. But as of right now at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the morning in Las Vegas, the games are scheduled to be played. I haven't heard they're not playing them. So they're handicapped and they're up. And, you know, we've had a great NBA season. I mean, since the restart. I mean, we've ran through 17 out of 22 games and won that many. Hit all of our top picks. We're on a monster roll. Hate to see it go away or be taken away from us here. But at the end of the day, we've exceeded expectations, my personal expectations in the NBA so far. And now you have another intangible to handicap, and that's the mindset of these players. Bear in mind, these players are not at home. They're not going to their homes. They're not able to vent to their wife, their girlfriend, their mom, their dad, their friends, like they normally would. They're in a bubble. They're being told where to go, what bus to get on, when they're going to play, when they're going to eat, where they're going to eat. They can't leave. There's a lot of stuff going on in the mindset of these players. And then you have, most recently what happened in Wisconsin on their minds, and they're upset. These are a lot of young men, So having to handicap that variable is very difficult. And you don't know what you're going to get a little bit, which makes my job tougher. But we're doing it as we've always done it. We're doing the recipe for success in the NBA. WNBA is on a nice 4-1 run as well, so we're going to stick with that recipe. And we're going to put the picks up. They're at Doc Sports right now. Whether they play the games or not, I can't tell you. Let's get to your free play today. Now, I took a pass in baseball today. I went 3-0 yesterday in Major League Baseball. I do not like the board today. There's a couple of double headers. I don't like messing around with these 7-inning games very much. The lines are tight, and the other games that are out there are chalky as crap. There's one game that's not chalky that I think there's a little bit of opportunity in, and that is the Arizona-Colorado game. And I'm going to take Colorado. I had Colorado in the old Colorado yesterday, and I had the Arizona-Colorado over. I had it side and total, both in the same game. Cased them both. And, Colorado had an 8-1 lead, I think, 9th inning. Almost lost it. Cup of coffee. We won it. We'll take it. The over was a no-brainer. What's they got going? But today, you've got a couple of really good pitchers going at it in this game. Arizona's in free fall. Colorado's turned it back around. They're rolling again. They're bringing Freeland to the hill. They're 11-1 in his Thursday starts, or 6-0 in Game 4 of a series when he starts. He's one of the best pitchers around. And bear in mind that Arizona is batting 193 as a team their last 5. And against Southpaws, they're batting 163 as a team their last 5 games. They've got Zach Gallen on the hill. This guy is a stud. There's not going to be a lot of runs scored in this game. The total is 8. They scored 15 yesterday. If you take a look, I think Gallen will hold. At the end of the day, if you ask yourself this question about a game of this nature, which starting pitcher is going to have the most run support early? And if it goes to the bullpens, who's got the advantage? Well, that clearly lies on the side of Colorado at plus 130. Colorado's bullpen isn't that nothing to write home about, but Arizona's bullpen in the last 5 games has tossed out an 8.35 ERA. If it goes to that gives Colorado the edge. They're plus 130. We'll take the Rockies as an underdog to do a series sweep. They've already won 4 here. They won a doubleheader. They've won 3 of these games as an underdog. Make it 4. That's your free pick. Get over to Docs. Don't forget, big day in golf.